What is going on at the Trevi Fountain in Rome? By now, it's likely that you've probably seen all the videos of all the construction that's happening in Rome, including a lot of the major landmarks. This is because the Jubilee is happening next year in 2025, which is a Catholic celebration that happens only once every 25 years. The Jubilee will officially start on December 24th, 2024, and then run throughout the entire 2025 year. And to give you an idea of how big of an impact this is going to make on Rome, typically Rome sees, I believe, like 9 to 10 million tourists per year. In the Jubilee year, they are expecting to see over 30 million tourists in Rome. So here's what you need to know. A lot of Rome is under construction in preparation for the Jubilee next year. It's not like they're completely covered up, however, there will be scaffolding in the way. And in terms of like the Trevi Fountain, you can't get close to the Trevi Fountain anymore because they are doing a very deep clean of the entire fountain. So if you're planning a trip to Rome this year, just have the expectation that there is going to be some scaffolding in your pictures. If you're coming in 2025, make sure to get all of your museum tickets, like for the Colosseum or the Vatican, well in advance because they are going to sell out. Honestly, I'd say the earlier the better. This also goes for hotels and any accommodations. Prices are jumping for accommodations in Rome in 2025 because it's going to be such a big year. So if you haven't already gotten your reservations for your accommodations, get on that. For taxis and cars, there are 2 apps that work in Rome that you can call a car from. One of them is Uber. Uber does work in Rome, and then there's also the app called FreeNow. FreeNow is specifically for taxis in Rome. If you need a car at any point, I would use one of these 2 apps instead of like going to a taxi stand or getting a taxi off the side of the road. Again, because it's going to be busy though, if you cannot get a car through either one of these apps, you can pick up a taxi on the side of the road where the taxi stands are. Just make sure before you get into the cab that you are asking how much the ride will be and if you can use your credit card. There was a law passed in 2021 that says everywhere must accept credit card, including taxis. But in my experience, I have found that the taxi drivers in Rome don't necessarily like to do that. Rome is big though, so remember there are also buses and a metro system in Rome that you can use as well. Typically, I say if you're visiting a bigger city in Italy to make restaurant reservations at least a couple of days before. Sometimes a day before is okay too. If you're coming to Rome in 2025, again, make sure to make those reservations a lot earlier than that, especially if it's a weekend. A lot of restaurants in Italy now have booking systems available on their website. However, if you need to call, especially from abroad, to make a reservation, you can do so using the app WhatsApp. 2025 is going to be a big year for Rome, and 2024 is preparing for it. So just breathe, it'll all be okay.